right, let's go. Let's go, man. Let's get into it. Let's talk about One Last Hurrah, starring Kevin Durant. Obviously, if you've been living under a rock, Mr. Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper, the two-time champion, two-time Finals MVP, one-time MVP, one of the best pure scorers in NBA history, one of the best small forwards / power forwards in NBA history, has made his way to technically his 15. Well, if you want to be technical, this is his 16 because he was drafted to the Supersonics, and then the Supersonics became OKC. But this is really his 15 because OKC Thunder, OKC and the Sonics we count as one team. Then Golden State, that's 2. Brooklyn's 3. Phoenix is 4. Now Houston is 5. So Kevin Durant, man. Listen, and people think I hate Kevin Durant. I don't dislike Kevin Durant. I actually like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's part of my generation. Listen, there's a certain part of me as an NBA fan that kind of roots for the Kawhis, the KDs, the LeBrons, the Stephs, even Russ and Harden to a certain extent. And I hate this player with a passion. I dislike this player. Paul George to a certain extent. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. I kind of root for those guys because those are the 2010 generation. CP3, I forget CP3. I kind of root for those guys because that's the generation. That's my generation. Now that we enter the SGA, the LaMelo Ball, the Halliburton, the Tatum, the Donovan Mitchell, the Anthony Edwards, John Morant, Zion Williamson, now the Cooper Flag, Wembanyama, Luka Doncic era, even Joker to a certain extent. Now that we enter that era, my era is starting to kind of die out. You feel me? It's starting to die out. And of course, I'm going to miss it. By the end of the day, the show must go on. And this is the one last hurrah for Kevin Durant. Now, if you want to hear my opinions and my co-host CEO's opinions about this trade, go look at the podcast. I think that's what we started off, or the second topic that we started off talking about during the podcast. So if you want to hear my thoughts about the trade and the details of the trade, go listen to the podcast. This is specifically about Kevin Durant. KD, bro, this is your last chance. This is your last chance. You got to win with the Rockets. No excuse. You're 36 years old. I made a video a year or two ago, maybe even last year, 2024, saying I can see Kevin Durant diminishing. He's getting more injured. He's not finishing to the cup as strong. He's missing free throws. Kevin Durant used to be automatic from free throws. Now he's been missing a little bit. Granted, I think Kevin Durant averaged 25 points this season. TRL or some Kevin Durant fan in the comment section can correct me if I'm wrong about his stats. I looked up his stats. I think a couple of days ago, somewhere around there. I looked up his stats recently and said he was averaging 24, 25 points, which is still good. That's still good. But KD in his prime was averaging 28 points. And I understand he had to share the book with Booker and Beal. I get that. I understand that. But KD, bro, you have a team that's young and that's ready to win. Ime Udoka is way better than Mike Budenholzer. Clearly because they fired Budenholzer. You have a better overall team. You got a center. You got a 3. You got Fred VanVleet who can score and facilitate. You got Ahmed Thompson who can score and play defense. You got Jabari Smith Jr. who can play defense, can score, can be a good, very good role player. One of the best role players in the NBA. And you got Sengun clearing the paint. You got Steven Adams coming off the bench. You got Houston has a lot of talent. You have Ime Udoka, which, listen, I understand. Ime Udoka, he's still a top 10 coach in the league. Other than maybe, you can't even say Mike Malone because he's not even hired. So other than maybe Joe Mazzulla, the dude from OKC, I forgot his name, Chris something. You have Chris Finch. You got, the OKC coach. You got Joe Mazzulla. You got Spoelstra, but let's be for real, Spoelstra ain't doing nothing, but that's 4. Phibbs just got fired. Kenny Atkinson, Rick Carlisle, that's 6. So yeah, you could definitely put Ime Udoka in the top 10. You could Steve Kerr, that's 7. So you could definitely put what's the name in the top 10. So and KD, that's an upgrade from what you've been doing with Steve Nash and Mike Budenholzer. So this is your last hurrah, bro. Get it done. Get it done. I think CEO said it. KD probably has 2 years max. This upcoming year, next year, in his last diminishing prime. After that, he's either going to retire or he's going to be coming off the bench because the injuries are starting to wane. Kevin Durant's dang near 7 foot, so you know his legs ain't going to be always there. But also, this is his last hurrah because at the end of the day, KD, all you have to do is score. All you have to do is score and semi-play defense because Sengun going to be in the paint blocking everything, and if Sengun ain't in there, you're going to have Steven Adams, whose whole job is to block the paint. All you got to do is make sure they don't shoot from the wing. That's all you got to do. You got to make sure they don't shoot from beyond the three-point line. Just play some type of help defense and score. Because Fred VanVleet going to facilitate. Ahmed Thompson, he's the energy guy. Jabari Smith, he's a role player, and he can play defense. All you got to do is what you did in Golden State. Just hoop. You don't have to be the leader. You don't have to do anything. I think Fred VanVleet's going to be the vocal leader. Ime Udoka is going to be the leader. At the end of the day, bro, you don't have to be the dog. That's Ahmed Thompson. That's Jabari Smith. You don't have to clear the paint. That's Sengun and Steven Adams. All you got to do is hoop. Hell, I'm going to keep it real with you. Even if, and I think CEO said this, he doesn't like the fact that, what's his name? Fred VanVleet is like kind of like the leader, which I think the Rockets players respect that, but even with that, go sign a Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry's a free agent. Kyle Lowry coming off the bench, he's willing to come off the bench, and he has connections with Fred VanVleet. Bada boom, bada bing, right there. But the one last hurrah, starring Kevin Durant. That's my thoughts. What are yours? How do you guys think Houston will turn out this year? RJ out.